Hey guys, we are checking out technology. Hundreds of subreddits are considering banning all links to X, and apparently Reddit is letting it happen. But seriously, I guess I'm not necessarily a huge social media lover, but which would be the least bad social media these days? Mark Zuckerberg, recipient of a world's first red penis transplant. What? Announces Meta will stop fact-checking. Of course. You don't need that. You should be staying away instead. Apparently quite happy with the increase in girth and length. Why would he need a new red penis? What happened to the one he had? He broke it off in the ass of democracy. He looks like the camp counselor you tell your kids not to hang out with. Like a youth pastor trying to look hip-hop. It's worth saying that these CEOs are all salespeople. Everything they say, everything they do, how they present themselves is all a show. Jeff Bezos deletes LGBTQ rights and equity for black people from Amazon corporate policies. What happened? I thought he cared. Corporations have neither bodies to be punished, nor souls to be condemned. Therefore, do as they like. The epitome of rainbow capitalism. Corporations are not and never will be in favor of anything except extracting as much profit from people as possible. Yeah. Epic Games CEO Tim Sweeney blasts big tech leaders for cozying up to Trump. After years of pretending to be Democrats, big tech leaders are now pretending to be Republicans. They just play whatever side pays more. They aren't Dems or Republican. They are oligarchs throwing money around to anyone they can buy to keep getting away with fucking everyone over to make as much as possible. That's the American dream. This is something particularly satisfying about screwing over the very group of people who help generate your wealth in the first place. Probably because you feel like a king, knowing despite whatever asinine thing you say about them, they will keep coming back to pay for your product out of some bizarre notion of loyalty and convenience. Plus also, they don't have a choice. Sure, in some cases you might have a choice, but in other cases, it's gonna be a little bit difficult. Poor men wanna be rich men wanna be king, and the king ain't satisfied till he rules everything. I'm all for rich people saying the quiet part out loud. Keep it coming. It could be especially jarring if they are also trying to cultivate, that's some kind of phony but benevolent image. It's total chaos internally at Meta right now. Employees protest Zuckerberg's anti-LGBTQ changes. Meta's decision to specifically allow users to call LGBTQ people mentally ill has sparked widespread backlash at the company. It gotta be said, there's gonna be a difference between, like, you're just not explicitly promoting it, like, okay, you know, we're just taking it away. We're a company who's just making profit, right? But that's not good enough. It's especially interesting considering that they probably have a bunch of hires who are leftovers from the previous policy, who might be feeling a little awkward. The tech billionaire Warren Woke is really a war on workers. But also, if you're not receiving your nonstop brainwashing on social media, then you're probably just staying out of this war altogether. I personally learned of the term woke, apparently, like, many years after it was, like, super common to use it. But even I am not that much of an exception, because apparently I'm reading Reddit right now. But suppose you just took, like, an okay person, like an average person who's just not going on social media. They may have never even heard of the term. I guess the news kind of took it as well, so who knows. But my point is, this woke war was not a thing. And in fact, arguably, it just exists as a distraction, because everything just exists to not talk about money. Not talk about the fact that, yeah, we live in a democracy, so why we don't have equality? Because, those who don't have the money would vote for your money, right? Vote for the money of these guys. Because that's kind of what voting is, right? You just vote in your self-interest, and there you go. I don't want to talk about anything else, just money. I'm not saying that those possibly don't matter, but it's gotta be money first. and money only. They do like the workers, they just don't want to pay them. Not opposed to slavery, is what I'm hearing. And if the workers don't like this, then like, oh my god, you better hate on the workers. But Daddy Musk never had to pay his workers. No war like class war. Okay. Just pointing it out that this is the second most upvoted comment on a Reddit with 80 million members. One of the biggest subreddits. It's cute that people think that billionaires are running the government to help you. They want to keep us fighting culture wars instead of focusing on the fact that they're hoarding the wealth. Yeah. If you think you live in a democracy, and you ever lived in a democracy, just try to vote for the money of the rich. If you voted your self-interest, then you would have equality every election, right? Absolutely, dividing so they can conquer. I'm quitting Instagram. You should too. Mark Zuckerberg's horrible changes for Instagram and Facebook have become untenable, writes Lennon Torres. Well, let me tell you this. I've never in my life made an Instagram account. I went on Instagram before because I clicked on that link and it tried to force me to make an account and I did not. I did not even log in. And I have a Facebook account. But you know why I have it? Because I was part of some kind of like a very similar service in the past and Facebook bought that. And they have my account. Essentially, Facebook bought me as a user. So, all right. But I never used them. Although it was a kind of a similar service, just more stupid, I guess. And to be fair, in my defense, I never cared about these things even before. Your Instagram account is scheduled for deletion. Feels like I should have done this long ago. I knew one day I'd have to watch powerful men burn the world down. I just didn't expect them to be such losers. But I heard the argument echoed that while possibly making a lot of value can be respected, hoarding a lot of value and just taking a lot of value is definitely not respected. And living a life where you just need a lot to be alive, even though most people possibly cannot even be living normal lives, that is not respectful. So suppose you're the person who lives in the mansion and has a yacht and has like, I don't know, 10 supercars and many other dumb bullshit. Well, others are kind of screwed. And you're kind of also living off them, right? Let's even suppose that in some way you kind of earn this, even though this almost certainly would not be the case. But let's just suppose that is the case. You earned this and somehow it is just totally yours. You spawned in Africa, you had nothing at all. Then you became a billionaire in America. You just did this on your own. No one ever helped you at all in any way, but you kind of made it. So yeah, I never heard this story before, but let's just suppose that it is true. How poor it would be that your only way, your main way of trying to live would be trying to hoard wealth, right? Just try to have a bunch of material bullshit. Maybe pride yourself on better than others. So, while the common sentiment tends to be like, oh, look at the king, they must be high status, or look at the lords, they must be high status, or, others in the same vein. But is this the case? Or they are the biggest losers, the biggest scum, the complete trash. And in fact, oftentimes, they are easily worse than an average person. And if you're not sure about this, then, or whatever your situation you might be in, or these guys, you can just give me all your money and you get to go again. You get to play this game again. It's gonna be great. Just give away everything you have. Just burn even your passport and whatever. You get to go from like Africa or something. You can play an entire survival challenge, and then you can become a billionaire because you're gonna make it for sure, right? So while getting rich from as low as possible could be an indication of above average ability, just being rich and being born rich is like you got lucky in this world, and all you need to make sure is that others don't get your stuff. So to summarize, we often praise people, we as humans, based on how much they can take. And that's a little messed up. Bumble's new CEO is already leaving the company as shares fell 54% since killing the signature feature and letting men message first. But do you even need that many people? For a dating app, I can easily make a dating app in a day. Probably Bumble level. The hard part would be getting the users, right? At which point, every dating app is highly incentivized to first of all, get as many users as possible, keep as many users as possible, and milk users to the max. So if you think that they're trying to help you to find a mate, then look at what they're incentivized to do financially. Trump's 80% stake in his meme coin is a huge red flag for investors because a rug pull could bolster the president's riches but torpedo his reputation. Oh yeah, that's hilarious. The Trump second term, and I generally don't talk about politics, at least directly, is really shaping up to be the funniest yet. That before he's in office, he's doing a crypto rug pull that other people were arrested for or possibly were facing criminal charges for. So, yeah. But I guess he's the president, so he can just pardon himself. Dumbest shit I have ever heard. This is Trump's reputation in a nutshell. First he rug pulls his crypto, then he rug pulls America.